Ben Brophy. I'm going to be hosting this morning's Saturday school session. First of all, on behalf of Simon and the team, I want to say thank you very much for showing up. The very fact that you have actually taken time to log onto your computer and out of every other thing that you could be doing right now, you've decided to invest in your future and your training sets you apart from most people. So I just want to acknowledge that and thank you for allowing me, Simon, and Beverly, who's our special guest in the second half this morning, to share with you. So my promise is that I want to value and respect your time. I've been a lead trainer with the Internet Business School for over 10 years. I work with lots of different businesses, but in particular training, and been a lead trainer with Simon Course, and I've traveled the world with him. My aim today is to give you great practical value and to leave this morning's session thinking, I'm glad that I took a couple of hours, maybe 3 hours, 2.5 hours to show up on the Internet Business School Saturday school, and I have taken at least one, and we'll check in at the end. I always like to sort of go full circle and check in to make sure that you've got some value and some content from this morning, and what your favourite tool has been or your favourite idea, and we will mastermind those ideas at the end because we'll remind each other of them. But I want to make sure that you leave thinking that was a session worth attending, and myself and Beverly gave you some value which you can apply to life. So just in case you don't know who I am, this is me. You can see my ugly mush on the screen, but that's me with Tony Robbins on the top right-hand corner. I love adventure. I love the nature, mountains, the sea. I've travelled the world, as I say, with Simon and other companies, teaching and training, having the pleasure of working with many, many people of all ages, backgrounds, capabilities, from like literally 88, 89-year-olds through to sort of 7-year-olds and everything in between. On the left-hand side, training in Vietnam, in Singapore, in Southeast Asia, South Africa, working with Hay House publishers, writing as an article writer for many publications, for blog sites, running radio shows, initially really getting my teeth into YouTube. That's kind of how I cut my teeth with the Internet Business School. I was getting results with video way before we had video technology on phones, when people were still carrying Blackberries and old Nokias, and I was getting people to the top of YouTube and Google, and as a result taught Simon and all of the people that come through the Internet Business School, written books. And on the top part of the screen on the left hand side, that's actually me taking the kind of stuff that we're learning this morning to work remotely, because if we have digital skills, if we have the ability to work with websites, with clients, with businesses, how to set up businesses, manage business, outsource, do social media, or whatever your interest, whether it's a project, a philanthropic project, a charity, or a serious hard-nosed left-brain sort of business, the ability to have digital skills and to have an internet connection on your phone or on your computer gives you a lot of freedom. So that's me actually just working in lovely locations around the world, training, coaching, doing YouTube stuff. And very often, I just want to sow a seed with you, is there is a growing economy in skill set exchange. So never ever, please just make a note of this. We very often, all of us, take for granted the skills and the knowledge and the experience that we already have, because it's us and we carry that around with us day to day, month to month, year to year. But never forget that what you have here and your experience is actually really, really valuable to people who need that or who can benefit from your experience, your skills, or your expertise. So what I'm saying is, don't take for granted what you already have up here. Don't always think, oh, I've got to learn more, I've got to know more, I've got to know more before I can exchange that for value. There is a massive, whether it's for money or in those examples in the top left hand of that screen, I'm actually exchanging skill sets to stay in 5-star villas in beautiful locations, because they've got a room for the night that's vacant. I've got a skill set, so it's just a skill set exchange. I'm using their asset and I'm giving them part of my skills. There's a growing economy in that arena as well, just to think outside of the box. So my top level objective this morning is to show you how you can, whether it's for yourself or whether it's for someone else, to increase any single business, no matter where it is around the world, no matter what industry, what niche, whether it's a startup or whether it's a sort of a 25-year-old family business or a multinational, the principles are the same. So we're going to go deeper with what I've covered on previous sessions and give you some great tools. But ultimately, everything, and I know you know this, but I just remind, because some people forget, everything in life is about time, ultimately. Why are you working on something? Because I'm sure because you want to enjoy more of the time that you have in your life with people that you love or you care for. If you're an introvert and you don't like people, then to do the things that you really want to be doing in life. If you're very lucky, you may be one of the few who loves what they do and is passionate about it, and work is not work in any sense, shape or form. But the majority of people are sort of working in businesses or on things that maybe they're not wholly inspired by. Maybe they do like them, but it's not absolutely everything. So ultimately, want to give you back more time so you can have more time to spend with the people you love, doing the things you love, and hopefully be more efficient in the process to help you get better results. So I'm just having a look. Metka moved to the UK to study this. Fantastic. Welcome over, Metka. Lovely to have you here. I remember you from the diploma course. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to break this session this morning just to give you a little roadmap where we're going. The first 10 minutes, I'm going to explain the strategy, which will be a recap if you've already been on one of the sessions that I've done before. It's a great reminder. Then I'm going to share with you about 15 of my favorite tools that will help. You will definitely get a couple of top tips from the tools. We'll do a recap, we'll do a mastermind. So I'm asking you now just to have a think, not to ping it into the chat yet, but if you have a favorite resource or a tool or something that you would like to share in terms of a website or something, please make a note of it, because in about 35, 40 minutes, I will ask, and we'll have a quick mastermind, because between ourselves, we've got nearly 100 people on this call. We're going to all pick up a few extra tools from what we share. So just think, is there a top website or something that's benefited me or my business or my life? And we'll have an opportunity to do that. That's what we call masterminding. I don't want this to be a one-directional flow. And then I'll hand over to Beverly, who's going to share with you about Medium, how you can make money writing. And then if you stick around to the end, because I want to reward people who stick, I'm going to give an extra bonus tip and a bonus resource at the end of the session. But I'm not going to tell you when that session is ending, because I want you to stick around so that you stick through and get all of the content, okay? So just type in yes if that all makes sense, please. And if you're ready to roll. Fantastic, thank you, Gerard, Catherine, Alex, Lorena, perfect. Okay, so what I would suggest, and we're not a school here, even though it's called Saturday School, maybe it could be Saturday training or Saturday investment, I don't know. But switch off any distractions, I would suggest. I know you may be multitasking, but what I have found through lots of experience and through my own personal engagement with things, if you're 100% present for the next period, you will get a lot more from the content and will go into a deeper level. So, and participate and interact as you are doing. Thank you very much. Nice and quickly so we can move quickly through content. So if I ask a question, type in quickly so I'm not waiting for a long time for answers to come through, and then we can move quicker and we can get off the session and you can enjoy more of the time this afternoon, hopefully in the sunshine, wherever you are, or doing whatever you want to do. So just very quickly, I know a lot of you have already typed in, which is lovely. Could you just tell me your name, please, so I can see your name, your location, whereabouts in the world you are, whereabouts you're located, and on a scale of 1 to 10, kind of these few days, now this morning, but this week, coming into the weekend, 1 couldn't be any worse. It's absolutely horrendous. You've got loads of heavy stuff going on. 10, it couldn't be any better. Life is magical. You're in love and everything's flowing as perfectly as it could possibly go. On a scale of 1 to 10, I just want to get a little feel for where we're at as a group, please. And if you look in the chat, it's a good thing to ask people, because you'll see we're not all in the same boat. So I can see Zach's on a 7. We've got Ankuri in Derby on a 4. We've got Alan in Hampshire, 8. Brilliant. So what I'll ask anyone who's an 8 or above, what are a couple of the things that are making you kind of be so positive? It's because you've had a good result? Is it because you're just generally quite positive and optimistic? Is it just because I don't know, you've been mindful? Is it because you're exercising? Is it because you made mad passionate love last night or this morning or whatever it is? Is it because you're having a drink at 9 o'clock in the morning? I don't know. Just let me know why you're on an 8 or above, please, because we can all learn from each other. We've got Jackie in Twickenham on a 5. Leslie a 7. We've got Louise a 6. We've got 6, 5. Mike 4 to a 5. 6. So, okay, well, it's nice because if I'd have asked this question 6 months ago, a year ago, I was getting some 2s, quite a lot of 2s and 3s because of all of the challenges with the lockdowns. This is nice. We've got Rave in Melbourne, Australia, and is on a 7, despite being in lockdown over there. Crikey, it seems intense over there, Rave. Is it as intense as it's been portrayed? It seems absolutely incredible what's going on over there. We've got Malaysia in the house, Anne on 5, Ireland 5. What a lovely international audience. Okay, so don't worry, I'm nearly finished with this. I'm just getting a feel. So we've got nobody on a 1 or a 2, which is positive. That's nice. So Alan's just saying, I'm positive usually, feeling a little tired after a hard busy week, but otherwise he'd be higher on a 9 or a 10. Okay, beautiful. And Robert's just saying, it's a beautiful day, I'm grateful and I'm feeling good. Fantastic. So number 1 tip, gratitude. Whatever we focus on in life, we get more of. So we can always, whether it's for a person, for your boss, for a colleague, for a family member, even your spouse or partner, maybe you haven't got a partner, maybe it's your job or lack of job. There's always, whatever we focus on, we will get more. I know you know this, but it's a great reminder. One of the quickest shifts is to just be grateful. If you could just say, what are 20 things I'm grateful for right now? If you're feeling a bit funky, whenever you're feeling funky, what are 20 things I'm grateful for right now? Whatever we focus on expands. When we start being grateful, more of the good stuff flows into our life. It sounds really rude, but it's fact, it's proven. There's loads of stuff on it. You know, Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton, The Secret, and all of that. But if somebody's annoying you, see if you can just focus on, well, they're teaching me. They're a teacher for me. Do you know what? Those little traits, it's making me be more patient. My spouse, my partner, when she does that, or he does that, it really irritates me. But do you know what? I'm grateful for these other things about them. What we focus on expands. So just a quick little tip to shift, hopefully 1 or 2 notches up there. So, final question before I jump into some of the tips and the tactics. Just let me know. We're already nearly 3/4 of the way through this year. I don't know if it's you or if it's me, sorry, but I cannot believe that it's already sort of the second half of September, almost into October. So we've got 3 months, October, November, December, before you get your journals, your diaries, you get to the computer and you start setting your resolutions for 2022. But what I want you to do, just quickly now, please, is just have a think. You may want to share it, you may not, but I want you to think for yourself, what's one thing that you'd like to achieve, maybe 2 things by the end of this year, by December the 31st, 2021. What is one thing, if there was one thing you could achieve for yourself or for your business or for your family, please make a note of it. And don't sit there passively. It's not about me asking the question, this is for you. If you would like to share it, please feel free to share, and I'll just read a couple out. Okay, so Catherine would like to be self-employed by the end of the year. Mike Willis would like to have his health back. Okay, great. Again, health is wealth. I know it sounds cheesy and cliche, but cliches are cliches for a reason usually. As you all know, as soon as somebody passes or has a bad injury, or heaven forbid, when we have an injury or we're not feeling bad, often it's hard to do anything just to be feeling normal again, or after we've broken our foot or our arm or something. Health is wealth. So that's something we can be grateful for right now. We've got Edward saying to get my other site up and running and to get new ventures moving. Okay, great. So Edward, what I would suggest is, to, out of all of those other sites, and new ventures, to prioritize, so we're not juggling sort of 10 balls at once. Some people can do it, like Simon can. I definitely can't, so you know where you stand on that, but definitely have a focus on 1 or 2 things. Clive Jones is to purchase 10 holiday lets and sell on to investors. Okay, nice ambitious goal there, great Clive. Peter would like extra income. Okay, Peter, a little bit, not to share into the group, extra income. £1 could, right, we've got to be clear sometimes on what we're specifying. Extra income could be an extra £10 a month. That by definition is extra income. So in the same way, if we say lose weight, you could lose £1, and that's losing weight. So to be specific, by the end of this year, by December the 31st, I want to earn X amount extra income. Is a little bit more specific. Simon Ward to complete the restructure of my business. Okay, nice tangible goal there. Alan Edwards to break through on site finding for property, secure at least 1 property. Rachel, thank you for all of your interaction, by the way, to obtain a property and rent it out. Super, so very definitive. Jerry Hadwell, come through chemo. Crikey. Okay, again, putting things in perspective. Anyone who's suffering from ill health, wishing you all the very best. So best of luck with that, Joe, to come through chemo, okay, and to make some sales, yeah. So do you know what? Always coming back to health as well. So chemo, health first, then sales. To make some money, Suri, you could make £1 or whatever your currency is over in Malaysia or wherever you are. So be specific, please. Not in the group, but for yourself. Mark Carpenter, more time with my family, lovely. Mia, make extra income of 10k by the end of the year. Rave to be consistent with online income and positivity. Excellent consistency. So please make a note of this. Consistency is key. Steady tends to win the race, rather than get a lot of people who burst quickly out of blocks when they've done some training or they've been on a course, myself included. We get all excited off the motivation and the kind of the energy off the back of the course. But what I see, what Simon sees, what we see with thousands of people is, if you're just taking weekly action, if you think even an action a week is 52 steps a year, it's like going to the gym. If you just go and do 1 or 2 mega workouts, great, you may feel like you've pushed yourself, ache a little bit, but the person who goes twice a week throughout the year, even once a week, 3 times a week, is going to get the tone and the structure which they desire more than the person who just goes and does a really intense 2-hour workout a couple of times. So steady consistency is key. Make a note of that, please. Gerard, joint venture in property with an investor, more time and money, freedom, Mecca, lovely. Louise De Silva, again, how much money, potentially Mecca. Louise de Silva, get the first of my online income, brilliant. So this is what David Kavanagh, who's one of Simon's friends, a friend of ours, said. And I always remember it. He said the first pound, or the first, whatever your currency is, the first dollar you make online is the most important. Why? Because it's not about the actual physical amount, oh, it's £1 million. It's not about that. It's because something that you have learned and put into place has connected with someone, somewhere, digitally, and they have actually gone through whatever your content, your video, your social posts, or looked at your product, and then put their hands into their virtual pocket or their online wallet and actually decided to transact with you. So it shows that a system that you have implemented is working. So it's like never, ever, ever underestimate the value of your first sale. So good luck to everyone who's just out of interest, type in yes if you are yet to make an online sale, if it's kind of a new arena for you, just out of interest, please. Peter would like an extra 100 or 1,000 per month by December, plus more next year. Joanna would like 2 HMO properties. Hi Ben, your sound isn't great. Seems to be a lot of feedback. Could be your mic. My mic isn't actually on my. Let me just double check. Thank you for that. Just double check. I should be on. Let me take that. Just let me know. Okay, so great. Somebody wants £500 a week to set up a charity organisation. Great. Okay, super. Okay, lovely. So thank you for sharing. Whatever you just said, please make a note of it. This is for you, because I want you to put that somewhere where in October, November and December, you have that as a reminder. So what I would suggest is put that goal somewhere where you see it, ideally daily, and that's going to help guide your actions and keep you focused. So with that in mind, what we've done, we've just checked in with everyone. We've just made each of us think about something we want to achieve by the end of the year to give you a little bit of focus. Now we're going to jump into a strategy before we jump into tactics. So in life, this is a recap for everyone, but it's simple. Always, we can read a 1,000-page manual, we can go on a 10-day training course, but ultimately, whether it's for your business, whether it's for your whole life as a whole, or whether it's for your family or for your health, or whether it's for your relationship, you can focus on this, and this is going to transform that area of your life if you work on this. So think about this. So let's talk about our online business, or whatever the goal is that you just made a note of. Think about what are you doing that is moving you in the direction of where you want to be as an outcome with that. So if it's for your business to help you have more time off, to be making online income and to be enjoying the process, have a think about what are you currently doing that is working. So first of all, we're getting cognizant. Secondly, be aware of what you're doing that's not working. So what are you doing that maybe is you're spending time on it, or you're spending money on it, or you're dealing with certain people, or you're employing certain people, or maybe you're researching something, but it's not getting your results. So what we're looking at here is becoming aware of how we are engaging and the activities and the emotional input and time input and financial input that we may be investing into, in this example, for our online project, our business, but this could be for your life in general. What's working in my life, what's not working? And then the third column is the definition of madness, as we know, and sort of Einstein, Tony Robbins all say the same thing. The definition of insanity is doing the same things, expecting different results. So if you are currently not getting the result that you want in your health, in your wealth, in your relationship, in your online business, then what can I do differently? And then importantly, for each of these columns, each month, start doing more. So Dan Sullivan, if you please make a note, if you haven't already done this, and I know for those who've been on a previous session, it's recap, but I can't, I've sat in a course room with the person, Dr. Manish Yusri, who shared this with me, and I used to think I was talking about that again, and it used to kind of go over my head because I thought it was too simple. And it wasn't until I'd sat in about the 20th course with him that it really sank in, because I was like, he's a published author traveling the world, an amazing coach and facilitator. Why is he harking on about this so much? And then it kind of dropped. It's like, it's because it's actually so simple and it's so powerful. And then I heard Dan Sullivan, please make a note of that link at the top of the page. That's a fantastic 50-minute video where Dan Sullivan goes in depth in this. And he's like, this is what I charge hundreds of thousands of pounds for my top executives. Ultimately, I work on this one thing. And what he says is for a 3-year period, so all he says is over a 3-year period, every month, just to do one thing in each of those columns with their business. So each month, to guarantee that they're going to do one more thing that's working, to do one less thing that's not working. So that may be spending 2 hours on an activity that's not getting you results, or it may be working or using an outsource that's not working for you. Maybe it's I don't know, spending too much time distracted on social media. Maybe you could halve that, and every month doing something different. He says just on that model, doing each of those things consistently, one thing every month, he says, is an absolute game changer and transforms businesses and transforms lives. And that's from one of the world's top coaches. So I'll leave it there. Take a note of the link, please. But in general, any area that you want to improve in your life, just focus on this. Be aware, because most of us are running unconscious patterns. We're creatures of habit. We tend to do much and many of the activities through our day, through our week, through our month, exactly the same. Do more of what's working, start doing less of what's not working. That frees up energy to try something different and to give you more enjoyment and fulfillment from seeing better results with the stuff that's working. And it then becomes a spiral upwards of self-perpetuating sort of satisfaction, happiness, and success. Give it a try. You've got absolutely nothing to lose. So how can you thank you, Suri's just saying, to have an online business, to have £2,000 per month. Lovely. That's a very nice, clear goal. So how can we increase any business? So this is the business accelerator optimization model, which we have covered before, but let's just repeat it for those who have not seen it. Type in no, please, if you haven't seen this before. Okay, so let's just think about your business or the business you're going into. Okay, lovely. So actually there's a lot of people who are saying no, haven't seen it. Okay, perfect. So think about almost any business, whether it's a charity, whether it's a multinational company, whether it's Google, whether it's the Internet Business School. Somebody just type in, please, just to give me a few examples. Please type in an area or a niche that maybe you're interested in, or where you actually have a business, and then I can call on some examples as I'm going through my slides. So just type in a couple of topics, please, and I will pull upon them. Okay, so there are 3 areas for any business that we need to look at. We need to look at the number of visitors. Okay, so we've got ebooks, we've got sports therapy, we've got selling online books, ladies' clothes, health and lifestyle, affiliate marketing. Okay, so any idea, any niche, there are 3 things that are going to determine the success of the business. It's the number of visitors you have, whether you're online or offline. It's the average amount that people spend with you when they engage and they buy from you. And it's the number of times. Do they just come once? Do they not come because they haven't discovered you? Do they come once and that's it? Maybe they didn't have a great experience, or maybe you haven't got something else to offer them. So it's the number of times that people come back to buy from you. So let's take a very square example. Please look at the top line. Imagine that you have 100 visitors to your website, customers, or to your shop, or to your service, your coaching, your consulting, whatever it is. And that on average, they spend 100 dimes, dinos, francs, sterling, pounds, dollars. It doesn't matter what the currency is. They spend 100 when they come to deal with you, and they visit you 4 times a year. So with a very square number like that, the annual revenue of the business would be 40,000. 100 times 100 times 4, 40,000. In this example, I'm going to use pound sterling because I'm in the UK in London, but wherever you are, just translate it to your currency. So with everything you've learned, with your business acumen, with what you're about to learn maybe with Beverly, or what you're going to learn in the next 40 minutes with myself, could you, or just by even going back to the slide before this and starting to focus on doing more of what's working, less of what's not working, and trying something different, could you increase the number of visitors by 5%? So let's see what happens if we were able to do a few things differently to ramp up our efforts or our energy or our investment in the things that are giving us results, starting to do less of the stuff if we've got bad customer service, or we need to get sharper on our customer service, whatever it is. Maybe we need to start sending out more emails to stay in touch, get onto social media. So look, now we've gone from 100 to 105. They're spending £105 instead of 100, and they're coming, if you could slice the average person down to 4.2, but they're coming 4.2 times a year. So just by increasing those 3 metrics, just those 3 metrics by 5%, it's given us a 16% increase on the business. Doesn't matter where in the world your business is or what the business or the project is, the principle is the same. Okay, no big deal, you may be saying. So what, Ben? 16%, it's not that amazing. I'd like something better than that. Okay, well, let's just see if by focusing on doing some things to increase. So I tell you what, let me just ask you. So we've got back pain book, a business startup, property management, online shop, email marketing, brilliant. So please type in, what are a couple of things we could do to increase the number of visitors to our online business, or to our offline business, or to our service or our store? So over to you guys, please just type in so that you're having some contribution to this. Okay, we could do some organic marketing. We could improve our SEO ranking. Thank you. We could increase our click-through rates by optimizing our pages. We could make our offer more attractive. Brilliant. Keep them coming. This is great. It's actually good that I'm asking you the questions. It saves me talking the whole time as well. We could have a bigger social media presence. We could set up some funnels. Great one, Simon. Thank you. We could engage with people on blogs or and in forums. Brilliant. Thank you, Phil. Rave, we could add another advertising channel. So I'm going to ask another question. What kind of advertising channels could we look at? Thank you. I'm just going to go a bit deeper here. We could do joint ventures. Very good. Thank you, Dave. We could create traffic through social media. Thank you, Hashim. Great idea. Precisely. So somebody just tell me what some of the platforms are that we could start engaging with on social media. And Curry saying we could do more advertising. We could send emails or leaflets to customers. I hope you're making notes, by the way, because this is the information that for you. Phoning customers, we could do special offers. We could do discounts or promotions. We could do online and offline promotions. We could do Google ads. We could do Facebook ads. We could use Clubhouse. We could use Facebook marketing. We could use Instagram. We could use YouTube. We could use Twitter. We could use Instagram. Amazing. Okay, so with those couple of things, okay, hang on, that was on number of visitors. So what could we do to potentially increase the average spend per visit? So when people come to your website or they come to your store or your client store, if you're a consultant, what are some of the things you could do to help increase the average spend per visit? So just whilst we're still going on number of visitors, we've got to increase the number of split tests and do more testing and tracking. Brilliant. We could use Pinterest, Clubhouse, Instagram. Thank you, Mia, saying we could have better images on the website. Brilliant. So we could improve the selling skills of our websites, or if we've got team or of ourselves, we could improve our selling skills. We could do upsells. Fantastic. Thank you, Louise. We could give more information of value. Great. Any more? So how could we increase the average spend per visit, please? This is masterminding what we're doing now. Thank you. It's nice to pull upon your ideas. I'll give you an idea. We could put complementary products or services together. So if somebody buys one of my training courses at the point of purchase, I could say, would you like a half price coaching session with me? You will only be offered this half price right now, a one-time offer. Actually, by just doing this, test this out, I actually get maybe 30% to 40% of people taking that option just because Simon said to me, put a one-time offer on your checkout page. There's a tip for you, do a one-time offer, which is basically an offer that is only there at the time. If they don't take it there and then it doesn't come back. So it gives that scarcity. We've got, thank you very much. So we've got more special offers. Thank you, Ankuru. We've got Alan, different offers, offer new high value. Here's something. Could you improve your branding? Could you get a slightly enhanced look and feel to your content or to your website and simply test, do a split test and just up your price by 5 or 10%? In some areas where it's perfectly competitive, that may not be capable or feasible, but in other areas, many people, I know some people who have actually, it's not applicable for everyone, but in some instances increase their prices by 50% just by making themselves extremely exclusive and positioning themselves at the top end of the market, and have instantly increased their income by 50%. Anyway, we've got to improve our communications, give more value. We could increase our prices. Thank you. Exactly that, Sarah. Test it. We don't know until we split test. Okay. We could retarget. So retarget is where people come to your website or they come and visit you. Or if it's a physical place, people have come to you and you start remarketing to them, going back to them. And you can do that automatically online. You could use scorecards. Thank you, Dave. A good tip there. You could, as Edward says here, use retargeting pixels to downsell. So if somebody, not only retargeting pixels, but there is technology that's actually very easy to use where it's called exit intent. If you go to, I think it's, if anyone can help me, I think it's Opt-in Monster and sumo.me, like as in sumo wrestler, sumo.me, and they have a range and palette of tools. And one of those is called exit intent. So that is when somebody moves their mouse to the cross to close the page or the browser, and it says stop. A pop-up pops up, and you've probably experienced this before, and it says stop, before you go, would you like to download the free reports you get your lead capture, or before you go, could we offer you the free webinar series or the half price coaching session or the 1/3 off whatever product it is? So that's what we called exit intent, and there are automatic tools that you can install on your website or get somebody to do very easily. If you remind me, let me just make a note when Beverly's talking, and if you stick around till the end, Sumo, I'm just making a note for myself, exit intent app, and I will get you the links for a couple of those by the end of the session as one of the extra bonuses. Scorecard, we'll talk. Dave, could you just give a quick summary of what a scorecard is for Louise, please? And then I'll rephrase if you do that nice and eloquently. Perfect. Okay, so I didn't say actually one of the things that I'm very invested is in philanthropic work. I think that all of us have urgency and a need to contribute. We're not just here just for ourselves. Yes, we are here ultimately to sort of get through this life. We're coming through this life, but to help other people. So to give back, maybe it's a little bit of time, maybe it may be a bit of knowledge. It doesn't have to be money. If you've got a little bit of extra to give, that's wonderful. But like Metka says, link it to a cause, like 10% or 5% goes to charity. People who are of a similar ethic and have a similar value system, all other things being equal, if they've got 10 choices, but your product is the same, but you give a bit or you contribute to a local community or a charity, then because their values are aligned with yours, so basically sharing your values with people, that's another way that you can increase the value per spend. If people of our vibe attracts our tribe, as they say. We could offer a money back guarantee. Thank you, Mark. Brilliant. If you haven't already, you should be willing to stand behind your product or service. So it's risk reversal, offer a money back guarantee. You actually have to do it by law anyway. In fact, I mean, I can't speak for everywhere around the world, but in the UK and in America, by law, you have to give a money back guarantee. People who have purchased from you have a right to, I think it's 14 days, correct me if I'm wrong, but at least 14 days normally to be able to reverse a buying decision. So you may as well shout about that and turn that into an asset and say, we offer money back. You actually have to do it by law. So turn that into a selling tool. Most people don't shout about that. You take away the risk. So offering a money back guarantee so that people don't have a risk. We've got keep offering additional new accessories for customers to keep returning back. That's right. So expanding or connecting with other service providers or product providers to offer services. So I'm just going to go touch deep on this in a second. And Danny's just saying scorecard is great to encourage engagement in your subject and then generate a meaningful output, statistics of understanding, and that leads nicely to more information. So I won't be the best I could do, but I know that somebody, Danny or Dave, could you just summarize, please, scorecard. And Curry saying, Louise De Silva, you can watch Daniel Priestley's session on Internet Business School Saturday School Replay for the scorecard information. That's right. Daniel Priestley was on 3 weeks ago. Excellent session. Daniel Priestley, who is behind international best-selling author of 4 different books. Great guy. Go and watch that on the replay. So with what you've just shared in the last 5 minutes, guys, do you think, so again, this whole session, I want to be of value to you and your projects. And ultimately, once you have this up here, it can't be taken away, this knowledge, okay? The investment that you're putting into your Saturday morning, into your mind right now, can never be taken. So even with our masterminding in the past 10 minutes, I know that everyone on this call could go and increase over the next 6 months to a year. If you were to even implement half or a third of the things we've just talked about, you can increase the visitors, the spend per visit, and the number of visits per year by 10%. Now look what happens to the numbers. Just by increasing those 3 metrics by 10%, they start exponentially multiplying. So you get a 33% increase in your business. So in this example, it's gone from 40,000 annual revenue in the first column, at the top column, down to 53 and a bit thousand in the second column. So if you were to go back through your trainings, if you were to brainstorm with your teams, if you were to watch the YouTube videos that you watch, if you were to go back through your Internet Business School trainings, through the Saturday School trainings, if you were to go and pick off some of those manuals, if you've been on training courses before that you've got sat on the Instagram training course, if you were to go back into the Facebook training course or the Internet Business School courses that you've got access to or would like access to, if you just started month by month implementing a couple of different tactics into this strategy, I am confident, as is Simon, as are the team, and hopefully you would be confident that over the course of a year or more, that you could increase each of those metrics by 25%. Now look what happens if you just focus on increasing your customers, your visitors, Okay, because I start showing up on Facebook regularly, because I start sending a monthly email, because I start asking for feedback, because I start using testimonials, because I jump onto a new social platform that I haven't yet engaged with, but I see that there's opportunity and there are other people within my demographic and my niche using that platform. So I start modeling some of the best practice and I jump into that arena. Okay, I start increasing the average spend per visit because I start offering complementary products together. I offer bigger units of purchase in the same way, rather than a bag of crisps buy 6. Supermarkets, walk around a supermarket with your eyes open and look at how they do all of this stuff. Look at how they increase average spend per visit. Buy 4 for the price of 3. Rather than 6 coaching sessions, get 6 for the price of 5 or 6 for the price of 4. You've just secured, 4 sales rather than just getting the 1 sale for your session. Whether you're a back therapist, get 3 books for the price of 2, whatever it is. Could you increase your pricing? Could you increase the number of visits per year simply because you start sharing useful content on social media, because you start asking people, what other products or service could we assist you with? Maybe if you're just a one product or a couple of products or service enterprise or business, if somebody has already engaged with you and they appreciate you and they value you and you've delivered a decent level of service and you've helped them get a return on their investment or a result that they're happy with, it makes sense. And think about this yourself. If you think about the restaurant or, I don't know, the service provider that you know, you like, and you trust, if they recommend somebody else to you and they say, look, so I'm going to share with you in a moment a couple of people or a couple of resources that I recommend and trust. And hopefully, if you knew, like, and trusted me, at some point, if you wanted that kind of service, you'd say, well, that will save me time because Ben recommended me. So you could simply affiliate with other products or service providers who offer products or services that are of use to your target audience, your niche. So one of the questions that's very important to always ask, please make a note of this, is literally, you could physically ask your audience, how could we serve you deeper? Maybe you can just observe and see by speaking to them and watching their online what their needs are. And just by using your initiative, so let's say if I was doing back pain, but I'm an osteopath, maybe I've got a friend who's a massage therapist or a reflexologist, or maybe I've got a hypnotherapist, because when I've been doing the massage, I've found out that this person's maybe got some anxiety around a certain issue in their life, because I've got to know about them. These are just some examples off the top of my head. But you could legitimately, on your menu list, start recommending the reflexologist, the hypnotherapist. You could the subliminal, relaxation at night CDs. That start selling or affiliating with a company that sells the essential oils for the massage, so they can have a nice bath with the aromatherapy oils. So you can just set up working agreements with companies or businesses or service providers that offer products or services that contribute to the life of your target demographic. So without even actually having to deliver a service yourself, you could just affiliate. So some examples there. Just having a look over here, we've got Sarah saying we could add value, so add more value. We could set up memberships, we could have loyalty tie-ins, we could offer extras, loyalty tie-ins and extras, such as what Rob Moore talks about and does. Alan's saying we could offer a free strategy call, whether it's if you're business consultants, or if it's not strategy, it could be offer a free initial call, whatever your business is, to get engagement. Absolutely. We all expect, think about this yourself, we expect more for less now. We all expect to be offered something for free on the whole. We would expect to get a free, you're going to get a 1-page free download. Is that enough for me? I want a half-hour video. I want a decent sort of 10, 21 top tips or something. We all expect something for free these days before they're going to get my name or their email or the call. And we've got Alex's sharing here, www.salesfire.co.uk and optinmonster.com. Thank you very much, Alex. That's very helpful. So that's salesfire.co.uk and optinmonster.com. So let's just look at the bottom row there, and then we're going to jump into some tactics. So remember, 3 things for you to focus on: the growth of your business or whichever business you're working on, consulting on, whether it's existing or in the future. Go back to your manuals, your existing knowledge, speak to your team now or in the future. And what you want to focus on is, how can we increase the number of visitors? How can we increase the average spend per visit? How can we increase the number of times people come back to do business with us or come back to our website? If you start answering and focusing on those 3 columns and start making that an action list, that will help transform yours or your client's business. So the tip is, one of the top tips, just go back through the previous trainings, through all of your experience, all of the nice knowledge you already have up here, and put it into the context of the optimization model, which we've just talked about, and then drop it into something such as a worksheet like this. Tactics to increase customers, tactics to increase the average spend, tactics to increase frequency. It doesn't have to look exactly like that. You may be super flash and flamboyant with lovely graphs and charts and workflows. Maybe you're a pen to paper person. It doesn't matter. Ultimately, you want to get some actions in each of those columns and start checking them off. That will start to see a transformation in the business that you're working on, or the project that you're working on. So has it made sense? We've got Mark Carpenter saying a monthly subscription model. Thank you. That's a nice way to get a recurring income model. So has that made sense so far? Are you with me? And do you understand the optimization model with that quick overview? Just type in yes, please. Perfect. Leon Bailey's enjoying it. Brilliant so far. Lovely. Perfect. So let's jump in, because I want to give you as much as possible. They call me Mr. V. Is the kind of, excuse my French, they kind of take the piss out of me in a nice way. We're a good team. We play football together. We have a lot of fun. We do actually miss being in a physical room together delivering courses. But Simon and the guys call me Mr. V because they're always like, bloody hell, you never stop. You want to give. And I genuinely want you to get as much from this session. So I'm going to go as fast as I can to give you some top tools. Stick around till after Beverly. I'm going to give you 2 extra bonus resources. So let's jump into some useful tools. Pen and paper ready, guys. So these are some good resources. Would you like to create a professional logo for yourself, for a new project, for a trial venture, for an existing venture, for a client? And would you like to do it for free? If so, go to designevo.com. Really cool platform. As you can see, they've got over 4,000 5-star reviews on Trustpilot. They've got over 10,000 professional grade logo designs, and it's super easy. Maybe you don't want to do the design yourself. You want to just give that to your family member or somebody you know who's got a little bit more artistic flair, a little bit more creativity, or has got an eye for detail. But it's a very easy tool for creating logos. Okay, so that's called designevo.com. If you haven't got a logo for your business or project yet, get one. It may be just one of those things that give it a little bit more credibility, just make it look a little bit more professional, and here you can do it for free. Now over here, the screen that I'm actually looking at, where I've got this one which has got my slides on, and I'm looking at the camera here, and I'm sorry that I'm looking over here a little bit, but it's because I've got a second screen so that I can look at the chat, and I can look at the next screen coming up, and I can look at some other things around Zoom, and I can look at the time. I got this second screen for £25 from this link here, and it's actually a very nice professional screen about this big. Okay, don't know what it is, but it's nice and wide, and it's brand new. And what I think this is, I think these are companies who go into businesses who've got budgets to spend, or just resupplying and restocking their computer systems. But anyway, it doesn't matter where they come from. This is a really good resource. You can see they've got over they've sold, I don't know, they've sold absolutely loads of them. I can't remember, I'm not seeing it here, but over, okay, so 251 people watching that. But you can get screens from £22, almost brand new, if you would like a second monitor. And in terms of workflow, I didn't used to use a second screen. I don't always, because I use my laptop a lot of the time and I'm just moving around. But when I'm sat down in my office or at home, I use a second screen, and I can work on different things much quicker. Like now, I can have chats going on. I can have my social media over here. I can have my da-da-da-da-da. So anyway, if you'd like a second screen, I took a lot of time to find that link, but that's an eBay provider who are very good, great feedback, and you can pick up screens from £22 onwards. Now, okay, Mia saying, excellent, just what I needed. My second screen is just broken and I need to buy a new one. So there you go. Hopefully I've saved you some time, and that one tip for you, Mia, is valuable. At some point, you may want to write and publish a book. Maybe not, maybe. But again, with all of these, just take a note of them, because what may not be relevant to you right now, maybe in a year's time or 6 months time or 18 months time, you'll be, oh, I was on a webinar and they talked about book publishing, so but I can't remember who they mentioned. So save yourself the time and the frustration. Take a note of these resources, please, because you may not know when you may, or somebody that you like, a family member, a colleague, may need some of these information. So this is Rick Mcmunn, who is a super success story. He's the drummer in Simon's band, but more than that, he's just a lovely guy. He's the guy that Simon talks about, who's the ex-fireman, who's made I don't think he's made over £12 million or £10 million now, and he runs the Book Publishing Academy. He's helped hundreds of people get published. He's got step-by-step guides, and he can actually give assistance. So if you want a little nudge, or if you want some guidance, at the very least, get his book, which is about £12, but there are some free resources there. Look, join the Academy for free, and you can get lots of tips. Highly recommended and endorsed by myself and Simon and the team. bookpublishingacademy.co.uk, run by Rick Mcmunn. Now, everything, let's come back to the charts that we just talked about, business optimization. Maybe you want to get more engagement with your prospects or your clients or your team. Maybe you want to stand out from your competitors, or maybe you just want to add more value. You want to connect with people a little bit more. If so, you can test out, and you can do quite a lot on the free version, loom.com. So if you just look on the screen there, you can see that people like Lacoste, Netflix, HubSpot, big international companies, as well as well, I don't know about hundreds of thousands, but thousands of small companies are using this. So it's a very easy way that you can quickly, rather than typing up that long email, you can have it on your browser at the top, just click the button, and you can do a video message, and you can drop the video message a bit like now over a screen if you've got a screen you know, that you want to talk through a project or a proposal, or maybe you just want to do literally just a screen of a video message, and you can connect with people in video. Obviously we can say a lot more, and people can see what we mean, and we can connect with them. And for some of us, speaking is quicker than typing. Or maybe you want it to accompany the email. You could be typing the email and recording the message as you're typing the email, and you know, so you send the message with a little video. So it's really good. As they say, show it, say it, send it. Record quick videos of your screen and cam, an essential tool for hybrid workspaces. I know some people who are using this very successfully. I know somebody who's just totally transformed their engagement with their team. They project manage multiple teams, and they're like, this one tool has really helped with the connection, the connectivity, and also great if you're working with outsourcers or with teams, and just as it stands me apart from the other people who aren't using it. So maybe a useful tool to contemplate there. Danny's saying Loom is great also for quickly communicating problems to support. Precisely that, Danny, thank you. And we've got Dave saying a scorecard is a graphical representation of the progress over time of some entity, such as an enterprise, an employee, a person, a business, etc., towards some goal or goals. Thank you. So thank you. Yeah, thank you, Dave, for taking the time to share that. Okay, this is a tool that I use quite often. Often I will see a video on YouTube or Facebook that I want to save. Maybe I just want to save it to store it so it doesn't, if it gets deleted, especially with censorship now and everything that's going on, or maybe it's for another reason, or maybe I actually want to do some kind of edit with some public domain content. We're not going to talk about video editing now, but this is a great tool that you can use. It's called clipgrab.org. It's a free download for Windows and for Mac. And all it does is you just open it when you see a video that you'd like to store and keep. Obviously, you can't take private content off, say Simon's training, it won't allow those but from YouTube and with many Facebook videos, etc., you just click, you put the URL of the video in, and then it pulls it to your computer so you can watch that offline. Also great if you're delivering training. I've noticed in the past that it's awful if the internet goes down and you're buffering you know, you've got 200, 300, 400 people, and then the internet goes down and you're waiting for something to buffer. So if you're doing presentations, it's good. A tip is to download a video and to put that into your presentation so you're not waiting or dependent upon internet connectivity. Little tip in between the tools is this is somebody who came on the Internet Business School training. I really enjoyed working with him. Frank Duxbury is his name. He's a right character, lives up near Bolton. And he's got a family business, which is a garden centre. So he didn't have a website to start with. And when he just had a very successful offline business. And I have to say the first year he had an intention and goal, but he didn't really take action on the online business. And I said to him, if you took, you know, imagine if you turned up to your offline business, your garden centre, and you just thought, oh, I'm not going to put any staff in today, or not really going to do anything today, I'm not going to sort of set out and lay out the store, we're not going to restock the shelves, or we're not going to put cash in the tills. Cash, what's that? Got to keep cash alive, by the way, guys. Make sure we're doing cash at least one day a week, please. Got to keep cash alive, partially. But said to him, why are you not getting any results online? Is because you're not treating it as a serious business. And it took a while, but I kept repeating it to him. And I said, as soon as you put the energy and a bit of the dedication that you put into your offline business to your online business, you've got the business acumen, you've got, you know, he's got a lovely Porsche and a lovely, two lovely big houses. So you will see, and he eventually he realized that he needed to invest upfront to get somebody to help him with the digital side of things. So 2 days a week he had somebody in. Anyway, didn't hear from him. Then I checked in with him 6 months later. He was having £10,000 days, not every day, excuse me, but he was doing some £10,000 days, and that wasn't an anomaly. And he was like, "You're totally right." He says, "Now I have my person who's working on the website. They're uploading the new products. We're pre-selling stock that's coming in 2 months' time, and we've got a nice new looking website." So what I'm sharing with you is, in the same way that we wouldn't get sort of buff and ripped if we went to the gym once or twice, we need to put consistent energy into the project that we want to succeed. So that's just a little aside there, but that's an example of somebody who done the training and started putting some consistency into his online business and is doing some sort of 10K days every month. He's doing 10K days. So here are a couple of providers that I can recommend, or at least reach out to. I can't, you know, I don't know them as like best friends, but these are people that I have used and I know people have used. They may not be relevant right now, but this could save you a lot of time. So the top one is Ivan at webbueno.com. Take a photo if you need to, or just write down or type down. Please don't waste his time. He's kind of like, if you haven't got any idea about what you can do, but if you know, if you want a website and you're like from about $700 onwards, but they're brilliant, they've got a great team, they're based abroad in Eastern Europe somewhere, he speaks perfect English, he's always on Skype. But also what they do is they do like monthly WordPress support. So sorry, all of this is around WordPress, and they do like monthly packages. So he also brilliant if you're working with clients. So some people literally just connect, get a client and link the client with Ivan, and then they get paid a commission, and Ivan and his team look after their WordPress website. Maybe you need a new website, or you want to up brand it and make it look nicer because you think, yeah, I can charge more, and actually my website is a little bit 2015 and actually it needs to be a bit more 2021, 2022. These are some people definitely to put in the mix and to reach out to. So Ivan at webbueno.com, I've used him and I've recommended him, and I actually found him through somebody who'd used him to get a nice website done. And I asked the person, "Where did you get that website done? Do you mind me asking how much you paid?" She said, "No, I paid X amount, about $900, but she'd had a lot of work done on it in design." And then somebody who's more of a one-man band, but he's nice, he's from Macedonia, lovely guy. Again, predominantly WordPress, but if you just need some tweaks doing, maybe you need a new website, he'll do on a very fairly on an hourly basis or on a project basis. But his name is Atnos, and his Gmail there is agurkov@gmail.com. Again, I've tried lots and lots of different people. These are just a couple of people that I have in my black book. So if this is relevant for you, maybe not now, maybe in the future, or maybe for somebody else, make a note, mention my name, and they will prioritize you, and they're fair anyway, but they'll make sure that they're fair with you as well. Okay, so that's Ivan and Atnos, two people that I've discovered. Maybe you want to have a little bit, one of the things was that you need to have a little bit more engagement on your social media presence. So maybe rather than just sharing a profile picture of yourself, maybe you want to have something a little bit more quirky. So here's a nice fun free, there's loads of apps that do this kind of stuff now, but if you go to photofunnier.com, upload the profile picture, or maybe you want to do this for fun, maybe for a friend's birthday or for your partner's birthday, or just for an occasion, or maybe it's a family picture and you want to turn it as if the family picture is in a gallery or it's up on a New York billboard, as you can kind of see on the screen there. So basically it's just a way of taking a photo and then maybe putting it into a gallery, or making it a bit spooky, or maybe putting it into a lovely frame, turning it into a poster or a card, or Christmas or a Halloween, or putting it into a kind of onto the front page of a magazine as if you're on the front of a Squire or something. It's a free tool, it's fun. But for social media, again, if we were saying, if this tip could help, maybe occasionally using something like this sparingly, it's a little bit more creative, it's a little bit more playful. Maybe you get an extra 10 or 15 or 20% engagement on a post just because it stands out from your traditional content. Again, I don't know about your target audience, that will be different depending on who your audience and what your niche is, but something to think about. Right, so Simon's saying, thank you. Loom is limited to 5-minute video before you have to pay. Try OBS Studio, which has no limit and is free. So thank you again. We're masterminding here. So I'm just going to make, I do know OBS Studio, but I haven't got that in my slides. So I'm just making a note there. OBS Studio. always learning from each other. Thank you. So you can try Loom, which is great, but you can do sort of five up if your videos don't need to be over 5 minutes, you can do multiple videos or OBS Studio. And Ravi's saying, may I ask, with so much on your plate, what do you do to ensure you work on the right things to stay more consistent in the right direction? Simon's a better person to ask than that, Rave. I'll come back to that because it's a good question. Let me stay on point for the moment. Just remind me, I want to get through the content and I'll come back to that. But actually, teaching and sharing, when I'm sharing things, I'm reminding myself. If you think about this, they often say we teach what we most need to know ourselves, but I'm always reminding myself. So when I'm thinking and I'm sharing with you today, the 3 columns, what's working, what's not working, what can I do differently, I'm reminding myself to do that exercise. And on Monday and Tuesday, I will go back to my page where I have those things and I'm going to look at that. I am asking you the question, what is something you'd like to achieve by the end of the year? Because I'm asking myself that question. If there's one thing, and there's a good book, it's by Gary Keller called The One Thing. If you go to YouTube and type in Gary Keller, The One Thing Summary, it's an international bestseller saying ultimately, if that's why I asked you the question, what's one thing you'd like to achieve by the end of the year? If you can zero in on one thing rather than trying to juggle 10 things, you're much more likely to achieve it. So it's getting clear on what that one priority is for you. Okay, I'll come back to that. Thank you. Good question. Can you collect testimonials and solicit feedback and ideas from your customers and even your prospects? So let me give you 2 ways that this is great. And this is a free tool called surveymonkey.com. There's also one called surveyconsole.com. We wrote an ebook. One of my first projects online with an ex-BBC Radio 1 DJ called Danny Rampling, who actually I was with last night, but that's by the side. So we wrote an ebook based upon our experience and his experience in the music industry and his skill set, because one of the things that actually somebody said, everyone has got an ebook within them. So they're like, back in the day, this was like 10 years ago, what's one of the things that you're super passionate about, or that you or somebody that you know has got expertise in? So I was with Danny Rampling, we were like, we love music, we've got lots of experience between ourselves, let's write a book around that. Anyway, we wrote an ebook, and then what we said was we emailed our people who had bought from us and we said, thank you very much for buying the book from us. We really value your feedback. So firstly, and we asked some questions, could you tell us what you liked most about, what you disliked about the book, and how we could improve the book? Was there anything we missed out, or is there anything we could add? So our target audience told us what we had missed out, and we're like, oh my gosh, there's another product there, or there's another product. But what we said to them was, we will improve the ebook based upon your recommendations, and as a thank you, we will send you an updated version of the ebook complimentary. So there's a win in it for them. They're getting updates of the book, we're getting the feedback from them. And then we said, if happy and willing, could you leave us a testimonial? And we got literally hundreds of testimonials. We got literally 70 pages worth of recommendations, and some of those recommendations we then turned into micro products. So go back to your target audience, ask for feedback. A good question to ask is, and you've probably seen this many times, is on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely would you be to recommend our business, our product or service, or my service if you're a one-man person? It's a very easy question, and you've probably seen this used a lot. The reason it's used because it's proven to be very successful, because you're not asking much, but in somebody's head, if I had a really bad experience with you, 2, I'm never going back to you. You may get that feedback, and as a business owner, you may want to pick up the phone or get in touch, say, excuse me, like, how come it's a 2? And maybe you messed an email, maybe you respond really shirtily, or your customer service team, if you've got customer service, responded really badly. Maybe it was because I don't know, whatever somebody did, but that is feedback. So the low scores can be amazing feedback to help you improve your business. Again, that can then help you increase the number of customers and the number of times they come back. So be thankful for often the negative feedback, because that can be turned into positive. And the people who are 7 and above could be turned into testimonials that you can then put on your website and your social media. So anyway, surveymonkey.com, great tool. If you want to if I asked you now, can somebody type in the link, please, to where I can get a copy of the scorecard template? Has anyone got the link, please, to Daniel Priestley's website? I don't have it off the top of my head. Right, okay, so if I asked you to send me a video testimonial right now, could you confidently send me a video testimonial? If you're not sure 100% how you could do that in the next 3 minutes, so I'm not saying just actually record it, but how you could make that, how you could get that to me, just type in no if you're not 100% sure. So no, if you don't know 100% sure how you could get a video testimonial to me if I asked you for one. And that's what I thought. No, 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 no. Lots of people saying no here. So because of that, a gap in the market, boast.io is a very simple tool where you can use it. You just send a link to your prospects, or sorry, not your prospects, your customers, and you can ask for a video. So you could use this for other reasons as well, as a case study, or in this example for testimony, just say, you know, could you just share in 20 seconds or 30 seconds why you'd recommend us, a benefit you got from using us, and what you'd say to somebody contemplating using our product or our service. It just sends them a link. They can use their phone or their laptop or their desktop, and it just says, can we access the camera? Can we access the video? You can give them a couple of prompts like, please just smile, look into the camera, feel relaxed, and can you answer this question as succinctly and as authentically as possible? They can do multiple takes, then they just press done, and the testimonial comes back to you. So it cuts out the technological barrier, which so many of you have just said you're not sure about. This bypasses that system and makes it very easy. So if you want to get video testimonials easily from somebody, you can use boast.io. Now, if you want to up your game in terms of your design, if you're not naturally a designer and you're doing it yourself, or you've kind of got somebody who's not a top designer, there are certain kinds of fonts that work together. That, again, this could be something to help you increase your pricing or to make your website or your articles or your content look a little bit stronger, to help you stand out from the competition, which again is a differentiation. So if you just go to the link bit.ly/good font pairings, and there's lots and lots of different examples, and it gives you the names of different fonts that you could just tell your designer to use if you find some that you like. And if you're not sure what a font is, but you've seen something, this is a brilliant tool. If you've seen something online and you've seen it on an Instagram post, or you've seen it on a website and you're like, I really like that font, but I've got no idea what it is, take a little screenshot of it, okay? Then come to fontsquirrel.com, which is a free tool. Click on the fifth tab there, which is font identifier. Then you just upload the screenshots of, or you can put the URL in of the font, and then it will find the fonts that match that font. Brilliant tool. I've found within moments, you know, some brilliant fonts just by using this free secret squirrel little tool. It's called fontsquirrel.com. Right? Again, may not be relevant to you, but all of these things, sometimes just one of these tips for your designer, if they don't know about this, this could be, if you, when you see something that you're like, yeah, that's how I want to look. I love that branding. That looks really professional. It looks slick. I want a font like that. Just send your designer, or you can do the work yourself if you're doing it. Go to fontsquirrel.com. Now, 30 types of social media posts very quickly. We'll be about another 10 minutes. Thank you, Beverly, in the wings waiting. So 30 types of social media posts. We've got infographics, we've got interactive content, we've got inspirational posts. We've got, so again, think even a couple of these could be reasons that people start seeing you across your social media platform, start showing up more consistently, twice a week instead of once a week. If you're not on a platform at all, showing up once a month is better than 0 times at all. Once a week, ideally, at least. But here are some, if you're not sure what to share, here are some ideas. Inspirational posts, content with some images in, lists or how-to posts. You could use user-generated content. So that's where, a bit like I was doing user-generated content in a way, when we just did some feedback and I was asking you for ways that we can increase customers, the average time people come and the average spend. You could share newsworthy posts from your niche or your industry. You could share podcasts. It doesn't necessarily have to be your podcast. It could be your podcast. It could be a useful podcast. That's, again, always thinking, what is of value to my target audience? And you can share. Please write this word down. The number one word is curating. I can do a whole day on this topic, but go and find content that helps your target audience, okay? Curating. We could do live streams, we could do virtual reality content, we could do webinars, we could do testimonials like using boast.io or SurveyMonkey and soliciting testimonials and feedback from customers. We could do ebooks or guides, we could share tips, we could share quotes, we could share events, we could share videos, we could share holiday greetings at holiday times, we could do product announcements or pre-announcements of what's forthcoming for, let's say, Halloween now, or for November, for Christmas. We could show people behind the scenes. We're nosy Parkers by nature. That's why we watch all of these In the Kitchen, Through the Keyhole, all of these programs behind the scenes. People who are interested in your topic or your niche will be curious, so show them behind the scenes. You could do content in a kind of story form. You could ask polls, and Facebook and many platforms have poll options now. You could do contests or giveaways. You could do educational posts. You could do limited time offers for today only, for this weekend only, this bank holiday special. You could help people. It doesn't all have to be serious business. It doesn't have to be, like, we're human, right? We enjoy dealing with people who make us feel good, who deliver the product or service that benefits our lives. So have some fun. It doesn't all have to be super serious. So share some relevant, make sure, because humor is is personal, obviously, jokes or funnies. You could share recommendations. You could ask for advice, as I have been doing throughout this, and asking for input. You could do a throwback day, such as Throwback Thursday, Throwback Tuesday, Throwback Monday, you know, sharing something from Monday a few years ago or Monday last month. And you could ask a question or ask fans to ask a question. So those are 30 types. If you're thinking, don't know what to share this next month or up until Christmas, take a screenshot of that. There are 30 types of social media. Thank you. Danny Howard is saying the app is scoreapp.com, and yep, scoreapp.com, manage.scoreapp.com. So last couple of slides. If you would like to write content, you could use this guy. There's lots of these people, but this is, I haven't used him yet, but I know 2 people have used him, and he will do 50 posts of about 400 words. If you want time back, and you know that one of the tips to sort of generate more SEO, obviously it's not going to be written in exactly the same way as you would write, but if good is good enough, you could check him out. Those are his contact details. He will do 50 posts, so that could be a post a week effectively of 400 words for approximately $150 to $200. If that's just giving you back days of your time, but it's helped you to get some content for your social media, that could be a brilliant investment. There are lots of people out there, but this is just somebody that I know some colleagues have used. So those are his details. I'm giving all of this very freely. If you want to check, maybe you've had all of your content written, and maybe you want to check that nobody is using your content or your on another website, go to copyscape.com, drop in your website URL or your client's URL, and then this very intelligently goes across websites around the world and will find any content that's been plagiarized or where your content is being copied. So you could send a cease and desist. It's also good for checking if a blogger is writing for you, a content creator, to make sure that they just haven't lifted it off somebody else's content as well. Trello, I hope you're enjoying this last couple now. So Trello is a great tool. There's another one called Asana, ASANA.com, but for organizing projects, for organizing work teams, maybe it's for organizing your home life, your business life, your personal life. You can create lots of, that's a board, that's what we're looking at. So look, in this example, I've taken a screenshot here. This person has got a to-do board, okay, and he's got actions and lists in there. He's got research to do, and you then can assign these to different people and invite other people to join the different notes. In progress, to review, and completed. So that's example for like a project manager, but you can use this for, you know, your home, for your family, for your team, whatever. Trello.com, it's a free app. You can use it for your desktop, and it's an app on your phone, Android and iOS. And another popular one, which is a small amount to pay for, is called Asana, ASANA. That Simon uses, that I use. Trello, much of a muchness. They do roughly the same thing, but it's a nice way, or they're nice ways to organize things. So based upon what we've looked at, do you think that over the next month or two that you could increase the visitors, the spend, and the number of visits per year by at least 5%? And it's a rhetorical question, because I know the answer is, based upon what we've shared in the last sort of 70 minutes, thank you, Beverly, in a moment we'll be handing over, that the answer is yes. So we'll come back, I'll maybe do a little mastermind at the end. So what I would, just closing, what I would suggest is that you create 3 columns, whether it's on your computer, whether it's on your iPad, whether it's on your phone, whether it's in your notebook, in your diary. It doesn't matter where you do it. However and wherever works for you. Start thinking about tactics to increase your customers, and start actioning them each month. Just check off 1 or 2 or 3 a month. Prioritize them. Okay, what are ways that we increase our spend? Start checking them off. How can we increase our frequency? We could, you know, again, start listing them when you're doing the next bit of training, when you're on Beverly's section in a moment. If there's a tip in there, if you're going back through some of the Simon, the Internet Business School, maybe it's the scorecard app because you're watching some of the previous Saturday school trainings. Start putting them into these 3 columns, and then start actioning the ones which are a priority for you, and you will start to see results in yours or your client's business. So what I would like to do, and this is, I'll only spend 2 minutes on this. If you would like to access literally hundreds more tactics, then I would like to offer this as a very special. It's literally, I'm gifting this to you. It's £197, but there are hundreds of tactics. It's a new course that I've put online. I'm not here to sell to you, but this is actually, so what I'm doing here is offering value. If you would like to go deeper and you would like a deeper return on investment, I will share with you hundreds of tips, and you can go to the link on the bottom of the page there, okay? SAT School optimization. So let me just share another tip. This is something that's brilliant. If you have emails that come into your email box, take a photo of this screen, please, or make a note. But like me, there are lots of emails that come in, or I write an email, but actually I want to send it on Wednesday, or there's an email that's come into my inbox, but I'm busy, but I know that needs tending to in 5 days' time. Maybe it's a reminder for a subscription, maybe it's to respond to somebody. Most platforms you can't kind of send, you can sort of on Facebook business kind of schedule posts and using some of the apps, but with a personal email, you can't on the whole schedule emails that you've written now, not with most of them. This is a free tool, it's super easy. So all you need to do, if you write an email, but you want to send it, let's say on Wednesday this week, just write Wednesday, send it to wednesday@nudgemail.com. On Wednesday, that email will come back to you for you to send. If there is an email in your inbox that needs dealing with on the 21st of September, just forward it or send it to sep21@nudgemail.com on September the 21st. That email from whoever it was will come back into your inbox so that you don't miss it. If you want to send, or you want something to remind you at the end of the day because you're too busy at the moment and you're taking the kids to football, or because you're about to walk into a meeting but you don't want to forget it, you could just set it to 3 hours at nudgemail.com, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, and in whatever time you've set it, that email will come back into your inbox. So it's super simple to use, it's really powerful, it's effective, and it's just called Nudge Mail. So there are the examples for a Monday, for tomorrow, for a date, you know, let's say it was on December the 21st, December the 6th, just write DEC6@nudgemail.com on December the 6th, the email will come back into your inbox. So that's just a nice little tip which will save you time and hopefully make sure that you don't forget any things that you may forget. So let me give you one more bonus. Last tip that I'm going to share with you before I hand over to Beverly. This is the platform that Simon and I use, and they have just brought back the 30-day free trial. For the last 9 months, they have not given a 30-day trial on this platform. They got rid of it, and I was, as were many other people, no, come on, the 30-day trial is brilliant. So it's called Kajabi. It's where I deliver my training. It's where Simon delivers his training, as do thousands of other people. Let me just play this 1-minute video and let me know if you can hear this, please.
You're serious about your online business, but the tech stack it takes to run it, not so much. Who says you need 14 different tech services and tools just to run a business online? We're Kajabi, and we're not about to let technology get in the way of your success. That's why we've helped tens of thousands of users find a better way to do business online. So here's an idea. How about everything you need to grow your business, all in the same place? How about your website, products, marketing, emails, automation, community, and more on a single dashboard? How about all these tools working together because they were built together? That's how online business should be. And we've got your back every step of the way with industry-leading 24/7 live agent support to answer your questions day or night. We know great things happen when technology is on your side instead of in your way. That's how our Kajabi heroes have sold over $1 billion worth of products on our platform to date, and that is just the beginning. So go ahead, be serious about your business, because we are too.
Okay, so I'm not going to say it's there. If at some point in the future, you or somebody that you know, maybe it's a project or a business that you want to set up in the future, wants to deliver online training, look at the scores down there. There are the competitors: Teachable, Udemy, Podia, Gumroad, MailChimp, Patreon. Kajabi is who I, Simon, and many industry leaders, as well as small newbies, use. They have brought back a 30-day free trial. They've got amazing support. They've got a Facebook group, a private Facebook group, which is amazing, with good, like-minded people. Their rule is you can only share if it's considered and it's supportive and it complements and it uplifts. So there's no negativity in there. It's amazing. So I'm just sharing with you. Maybe it's relevant, maybe not. Maybe in the future, make a note of the bit.ly link, bit.ly/Kajabi 30-day free trial. And then Beverly, we're coming over to you in a second. So what I would like to gift, I said it was £197. I'm not here to sell. As Simon would say, I'm going to give this to you, literally, can't even say it's cost price, for £47. So that is if you've enjoyed my session here now, if you would like guaranteed return on investment that you can watch anytime on your mobile device, on a computer, hundreds of tips that you can play, pause, and I'm going to throw in an extra bonus just now, just because I'm off the top of my head. I will give anyone who signs up this day, I'll do another webinar in the next 2 weeks where I deliver an hour of at least 20 of my favorite tools and resources, so we can go deep with some of this stuff that we've touched upon today, but new resources. £47 question, as Simon always says, because I've listened to him do his upsell to training. He always just says, as a business owner, and this is good for you if you're ever asking somebody to potentially buy, to invest, it's a simple return on investment decision. Do you think that whatever you're about to outlay on this purchase, that you will get at least, if not more, a return on that time and that money invested? So he said, there you go, it's a straight business decision. He says, that's how I make all of my business decisions. It's return on investment. So my question to you is, do you think for £47 have consistent access to that resource, which has got hundreds of resources, plus I'll do the bonus webinars. I'm going to be updating that on a monthly basis with new tools as I find them and resources, that you could get more than £47 back? I know it's an obvious yes, but I'm biased, but there's the link for you. Just take a screenshot, because I want to hand over to Beverly. Just take a screenshot. You'll know if that resonates for you. I'll leave that offer open for you. It's bit.ly/SAT School Optimization, and your coupon is SAT School 150 off, and that will take £150 off. So that's just £47 one off, no recurring, no upsell, nothing there. It's just for you to access, to help benefit you, give you back more time. Take a photo of that screen. I'm going to give you a bonus at the end of Beverly's session. So let's just jump in. Remember to use a chart like this. Okay, I've already talked about that, so I'm not going to go on that. So I would like to hand over, please, to our very special guest.